Construction is underway on the new 40R development. The developer, Marcus Partners, broke ground and has begun moving earth and creating the apartment complex that will have 300 plus units in the complex. There's also, prior to that happening, a lot of movement on design and plans and construction on Kelly Boulevard to help alleviate the current traffic issues that exist there. We worked a lot with Plainville and their leadership and design teams, and came up with a solution to widen the intersection at 106 and 52 to be able to have more through lanes go through that intersection. There will also be a light at George Levin to help with the queuing and prevent the solid backup that exists. There will be a median put in into what I call that suicide lane that exists now. So that's underway. And we just received an additional $1.5 million in a grant from the Mass Gaming Commission in support of this project. And I just remind everybody that previously we received a $4 million grant from the Commonwealth to do all of these road improvements along Kelly Boulevard, focused on enhancing traffic along. But that's tied to the development that's happening at the old driving range. Broke ground, lots of dirt being moved right now, construction's underway. They'll be opening, I would say in the next 12 months, you might get a building that will potentially be able to take and provide renters a new place to live here in town.
I know this is a big controversy in downtown Attleboro, and 152 is not in North Attleboro's downtown, but nope. I have to ask, how many units, how many parking spaces?
It has all, I think it's going to end up at around 311 units that finally get built with it. It'll have around 500 parking spaces to go with it. So it'll all be contained within that site. I believe they factored, it's been a few years since I saw the parking numbers, but I think it was like 1.75 per unit is what it ended up. So that's why we ended up around 500 parking spots. They'll have electrical vehicle charging there as well. And the address will not be a Kelly Boulevard address. It will be a George Levin address. So the only way to go into and out of the apartment complex there, or that development, will be through George Levin. So they'll have to come out and exit and enter through George Levin. There will not be any access for regular traffic on Kelly Boulevard.
It would have been great. And I realize it has nothing to do with the town of North Attleboro because it's private property. If a road could have been built in between Fitzy's Pub and
I want to tell you, yes. Matter of fact, that's the vantage point where I like to go and look and observe the construction, actually. So I've been out there a couple times already to see how. But that is a great spot. But we just didn't have access to the land and the ability to convince the owners of that land to allow that to happen. Because I think having a multiple in, multiple out allows you the ability to relieve traffic in a couple of ways. But because of the light that's going to be placed at George Levin, confident that it'll handle the traffic and the queuing will be satisfactory. So, and remember, I think because this is built on major public transportation lines, and if folks are going to catch the train, they'll do it in Mansfield from there. I think it's a longer drive down to Attleboro, but obviously an option if you wanted to go down that way.